Hi friends, it's Claire from ScrappyNerdUK, and today I have been tasked with creating a layout within 5 minutes. So I've set the 5-minute timer to go, and let's see how I get on. This is all part of an assignment that I am doing for a magazine that I am a content creator for. Called The Social Paper Crafter, and this comes out every quarter, and it's a free online papercraft magazine, which I will leave the link in the comments down below for you to go and take a look at. And one of the regular features that we have is a 5-minute craft. Now, 5-minute craft with scrapbooking does not exist, or I didn't think it existed, but I wanted to give it a go. Now, my first mistake here was to use double-sided tape. I should have loaded my ATG and have that on the go ready, but that was my first mistake. So I'm hoping to pick up the pace after this. Now, this is in real time. I haven't sped this up. It looks like I've slowed it down, if anything, but this is in real time. So I'm using the Cocoa Vanilla Studios newest collection. Is it called Midnight? And I'm just using some offcuts to layer my paper. Now, one of the best tricks to create a super quick layout is to use a pattern paper that's already looks sort of mixed media pre-treated. So that paper there in the background, I've got a lot of white space, but around the edges it's already looks like I've done something to it, and I haven't. So that sort of takes out half the battle of me embellishing this page, because the edges are already, or there's another element on the page already done for me. So I've backed my photograph onto some white cardstock, and I've obviously wasted a lot of time just snipping this down for some strange reason. It would have been quicker for me just to grab my paper trimmer by the looks of things, but hey. So I've just done some paper tearing there with that bit of paper. Again, wasting a bit more time with the double-sided tape. So in the background, I've said to my husband to keep an eye on the timer. I set Alexa going for 5 minutes to remind me. And I asked him to keep an eye on the timer, and he was shouting out a countdown. And I was getting even more and more panicky. And I think by this stage, it became a tiny bit more obvious that 5 minutes was going to be a bit of a stretch, especially if I wasn't actually using my tape runner. So those edges that I tore off of the pattern paper, I'm going to flip them over, and I'm going to have those peeking out on each side as well. So that black and white floral paper, and I'm just sticking those down. See, when I look at this back now, I think, goodness me, I was not quick at doing this at all. My hands just feel so slow watching this. I don't know why, but I thought 5 minutes was potentially achievable. I know we talk about, scrapbooking pages taking hours sometimes, and I wanted to demonstrate that it doesn't need to, and it can still look like it's taken you a long time with a layout, even if it hasn't. So here I'm just cutting up some more offcuts that I've got, and again, that double-sided tape's definitely slowing me down here. I'll be interested to try this again with my ATG loaded and see how long it takes me to create a layout when I've got my tape gun loaded. And then I'm just using these to make paper layers behind the photo. So the whole idea I had here to keep it nice and simple is to just create some interest in the paper layers behind the photo, so using multiple different papers to do that, and then just embellish in 3 areas around the photograph as well. I don't particularly want embellishments anywhere else on the page, because I've got the page has already got the design around it already, so I don't particularly need to add anything else around the page. So just adding this on. If you've started your own timer to see how long this has taken me so far, then I think you'll see that I'm very much running out of time. And I'm not sure whether I've hit the 5-minute mark yet, but I still carry on going nonetheless. I want to get the layout finished regardless of how long it takes me. And there we are. So this just shows that even though I only have 5 minutes to create this layout, I still have my perfectionist tendencies of making sure the photograph is lined up. But I still really love how this turned out for such a quick scrapbook layout. So I just grabbed one of those, I can't remember if these ones are the cardstock or the chipboard ones. And that's going to be my title there, You and Me, so I don't have to mess around with thickers, trying to get those on for a title. And I'm just adding on some adhesive foam just to give that a little bit of height. And then that's going straight onto the bottom right corner of the photo, just there. And then next on to the embellishing. So I've got the ephemera and the chipboard pieces and the stickers from this collection. So I'm just going to pull out all the ephemera and have a look very quickly at some bits that I want to include. These florals are gorgeous. So of course those are going on. So I'm going to create just a little cluster above the title. And then I'm going to create another cluster to the left. And initially I was going to put that tag in there, but it does end up moving over to the right hand side. Excuse me. And oh, I don't know where I've gone with that. I've disappeared somewhere. Oh, I'm back. I put some glue on it. So I'm just going to get that tucked in there for now, but it does end up moving. And just, yeah, going through the rest of the ephemera pieces, using this XOXO piece. And some more florals, I think. Yeah. And this is why I moved that little tag, because it's going to get covered up. So that's going to end up moving over to there. And afterwards I did actually go back and add some twine into that tag. Some navy and white twine that I have in my stash. And then out come the stickers. So these little tiny word stickers, each cluster is going to have one into each. Now you will notice I've cheated a little bit because I haven't actually stuck all of this down. But what I was going to do was, once this was all finished, I was going to just fill my ATG, go back and stick it all down, just to save me the time of trying to peel off double-sided tape. And then that one up there. And then finally, oh, and I'm going to bring a little leaf in as well, I think. And then finally, I'm just going to add in a couple of heart stickers. And this is done. So the total time it's taken me was 8 minutes and 17 seconds, which is quick by anyone's standards. So thanks very much for joining me. And I'll see you all very, very soon for another video. Take care. Bye.